Good morning, kiddos. I am pleased to say that the majority of you already completed your Unit 5 Lesson 32 quiz on Google Classroom. Today we're going to be going over those answers and talking about those a little bit in preparation for your Unit 5 test on Thursday. So let's take a look at these as we go. On number 1, the table below shows some properties of shapes. It has at least two sides of equal length, at least one right angle, and two pairs of parallel sides. Okay, I can visualize that. Which shapes always have all the properties shown in the table? Has to always have them. Circle all the correct answers. So A is squares. It's going to have all three of those properties, and rectangles will also have all of those properties. Rhombuses, trapezoids, and parallelograms do not always have those properties. On number 2, we go back to use. This page right here is great to use as a resource to be able to answer some of these questions because we filled this out, we talked about this and these, and I had you put the polygon box around them. So it's very important that you use your resources and use your notes to help you answer questions. As I always told you in class, I don't do this for my health. Maybe for the health insurance, but not the health. All right, back to being serious a minute. All right, so on A, this one to me was tricky, and I would have warned you of it if you were sitting in class with me, because it says all closed plane figures with 3 or more sides are polygons, and quadrilaterals are closed plane figures with 4 sides, so quadrilaterals are blank. This is the tricky part. Nowhere in your notes did it say anything about 3 or more sides. It said 2 or more sides. So when you look at this, think of like a triangle. For it to be a closed plane figure, it has to be able to connect. So you're looking at shapes such as circles, triangles, squares, rectangles, shapes like that. So technically 3 or more sides, because 2 or more, you wouldn't be able to make a closed figure. So on 2A, the answer was polygon. Now on B, all quadrilaterals with 2 pairs of parallel sides are parallelograms, and rectangles have 2 pairs of parallel sides, so all rectangles are parallelograms. On C, all squares have 4 right angles, and all parallelograms with 4 right angles are rectangles, so all squares are rectangles. To me, I have to read this kind of question very slow for me to be able to comprehend it. All squares have 4 right angles. I can visualize that. I can see it drawn out. I can even look at our next page right here and be able to see that square with those 4 right angles. And all parallelograms with 4 right angles are rectangles. So all squares are blank. So when we look at this, we've got to go back and think about our hierarchy that we had. All squares have 4 right angles. Okay, we've got that. And all parallelograms with 4 right angles are rectangles. So all squares are rectangles. Go back, look at the hierarchy to see where everything is placed. you have rectangles above squares, so squares are rectangles. Every now and then that rectangle will have 4 sides of equal length, which will also make it be a square. On D, we have 2 blanks. All rhombuses have 4 sides of equal length, and squares are rhombuses. So all squares have 4 sides of equal length. See, all rhombuses have 4 sides of equal length, okay? And squares are rhombuses. It says all rhombuses, squares are rhombuses. So all squares have 4 sides of equal length. All right, going to the next page. Classify the shapes shown below. So we just had to write the letters in the boxes here and tell about it. I know yours looked a little different because of the way that I put it in the system to be graded, but this is what the actual quiz looked like. The answers are the same though. On number 3, at least one pair of perpendicular sides. So I have to stop and think, what does perpendicular mean? It means that it makes a right angle. So we have C and E that both make right angles. See the symbol that shows the right angles? So that means this line and this line meet and make a perpendicular angle. So they're perpendicular sides, 90-degree angle. At least 2 sides of equal length. So on this one, we have to have B, C, and E would all have sides of equal length, and at least one pair of parallel sides. So we have A, B, C, and E. Now these would be great to go back and look at like your homework pages 361, 362 to help you be able to answer these types of questions. And then number 4, Rachel says that a square is always a rectangle, but a rectangle is never a square. Which statement best explains whether Rachel is correct or not? C is the correct answer. Rachel is not correct. Squares are rectangles that have 4 sides of equal length, so a rectangle can sometimes be a square. And she says, but a rectangle is never a square. Got to be careful with those words like never and always. So C was the correct answer. Please make sure that you are using your notebooks, your workbooks, textbooks, whatever kind of books you want to call them, to be able to complete this work. Remember that I'm just trying to help you be ready for 6th grade. It's not Miss Fleming's being mean or having fun with this. I miss you. I wish you were here. I wish that you were here to ask me those questions when you don't understand. So please study, and if you need me, send me a message on Google Hangouts, and I will do everything I can to get back to you and be able to help you understand the work. Please make sure you're watching the whole videos so that you can have some sort of explanation. I know they're boring. I'm bored doing them. Shh. But we've got to do these. This isn't fun without you, kiddos. You're the reason that I teach, not to sit and do this on a computer. I miss you bunches, and I can't wait to see you all. Have a good week, sweethearts.